Have you ever been in love with somebody, or really, really liked them a lot, and it didn't work out? And at the time, it just felt devastating, but you figured out later that it was the best thing ever that it didn't work out. We're going to talk about that today. I'm Stacy Rocklein, and I'm on a mission to eradicate loneliness. And sometimes we feel the most alone, or at least I do, when I feel like the universe has left me alone, when I've been abandoned. And it can be in moments where I am sure I want this one particular thing. I've fallen in love with somebody. I want it to work out. I want it to be forever. I want us to have a future. And then the other person doesn't fall in love back, or it just doesn't work out. And it feels awful. It feels devastating. And then I find out later, oh, if that had worked out, I may never have met my husband, who I've been married to for 30 years now. But at the time, it's very hard to see that. It just feels like you've been abandoned by God, the universe, and you're the person who's not going to get what they want. But if we think about smaller examples of when we have the whole picture, like here's a smaller example. The other day, I was very overwhelmed. I'd been on back-to-back trips. I had been traveling, but not everybody in my family was traveling. So I got back and the house is a disaster. I have to unpack and I have to repack again. I have to plan the next trip, which I haven't done yet. When I have been traveling a lot, that means work is hectic in the middle because I'm like doubling up my clients and my writing and my videos for you. And I have projects going. And then I've got these texts that are coming in like, hey, can you get together for this or this or this? Because I haven't seen people lately. And I was super overwhelmed and thinking, how am I going to get all of this done? And then I woke up sick. I woke up and I was like, ooh, I've been traveling and I have a sore throat. I took a COVID test and I had COVID. Immediately, I saw the benefit of this terrible thing because I was like, oh, thank goodness. Now, I can't do anything social. It's COVID. I am sick, so I don't have to clean the house. I don't have to worry about planning the next trip. I can just leave the stuff packed. I'll get to that later. What is the bare minimum I can do at work? Like, I immediately saw that the universe was right there with me, partnering with me, saying like, hey, this is more than you can handle. You're going to get sick. That's not going to feel great, but you're going to have all of these benefits. But that's just because I could see the whole picture in the moment. You know, a lot of times we can't see the picture. Like, we don't know the thing 5 years down the road that's going to open up because this thing happened that feels bad. But if we do a little trip down memory lane, it can help us reinforce this trust in the universe. Like, I can look back and think of so many times where a client relationship ended and that felt bad, but then later I was like, well, actually we were kind of stale anyway. Or a launch fails, which, believe me, as a business owner really sucks. But then it opened up an opportunity that I would not have been able to say yes to if that hadn't have happened. So when I look back at all these ways along the way that it appeared like a door closed in front of me, but actually it made space for something better, something I couldn't even imagine, something greater. By having that little like log of all that stuff, that helps me have trust going forward. So when I'm in these situations where something doesn't work out, when it feels like I just got a big fat no, or something's hard and it's just like I'm having to push it and it's not working, or I lose a connection or a friendship or a relationship of some kind, I try to remember in those moments all of these other examples from my life where I didn't know at the time, but it all worked out, so that I can have trust when I'm feeling super bummed. And I'm just bringing this up for you today because maybe you're going through something that's really shitty and it feels awful and it feels like the universe left you, abandoned you, that you're the person that isn't going to get the relationship or the dream job or get a yes to something that matters. It can feel that way in that moment, but if you just take a sec to look back at your life, at some of the really devastating stuff and some of the small things too, that at the time felt awful, but ended up working out, maybe that will help you build a little bit of trust in this moment right now that something great is on its way for you. Something wonderful is probably going to open up because this door closed. And that can help you weather this moment where you might be feeling alone, and know that actually it may appear that the universe has left you behind, but it's got your back and it's bringing you something great. All right, I'll see you next time.